Questioning Everything with Garrett and Adam.
I was saying just like we're an accident, and you're saying no, we're not. Like you're saying the Darwin theory is we became. Do you remember now?
Yeah.
Okay, go with it.
Right. Well, it's accident and randomness. Accident means that there aren't principles, right? Yeah, well, that's what I was saying, the principles of things. With the idea that there's some type of math or formula or fractal or principle that creates everything that's created then is, you could call it random because, like there's not like literally some brain who's trying to put together everything. It's not completely contrived.
Right.
But if it's based off of these principles, like it appears to be, then it's not actually accidental. The idea of an accident requires more dice rolling than the idea that principles equate to an outcome. It's cause and effect at that point. You inject the universe, which who knows what it was made of before.
But what the fuck?
Quarks and gluons and all that stuff. Who knows what it was made of before? But you apply some principles, and next thing you know, there's the Garrett Adam Questioning Everything podcast.
Yeah, right. Exactly. What the hell?
And is that accidental? I can't say that it's accidental. I don't believe in an accident like that.
Well, that's essentially what it implies. If it's just kind of like the Darwin theory that we just evolved from fish, crawled out onto the beach.
But is that an accident?
It's just inevitable then, essentially, based on the Big Bang. Like if I throw this coffee cup at your head, it's going to hit your head, probably break into 2 or 3 pieces. One piece is going to knock over that cup of noodles. That's going to fall, cause a stain. Yeah. The other piece is going to fly, crack the screen. And one of them is going to start on Earth.
So yeah, the universe is probabilistic.
But who threw the coffee cup, dude? Who threw the fucking coffee cup? I did.
Yeah. Well,
I'm conscious. And I decided that I'm going to throw it at your head.
The idea that is accidental is like saying that it's an accident that a math formula.
I don't think it's accidental. I think that
creates an outcome.
Someone threw the coffee cup. Things happened. Now they're like, oh, we got to contain that happening and maybe help that happening out. And
really? You think that it's micromanaged like that?
I think at some point, yeah. I think that we've definitely, man. I just can't conceive of thousands of years of wars and building castles and queens and cavemen and dinosaurs and this and that. And then all of a sudden, TikTok, and all of a sudden, microphones and podcasts.
But it happened.
It did, but it happened. Everyone would argue that it's happening real quick, like real fast.
Even in the alien theory, none of that's unnatural. That's all just a natural progression. Aliens would have injected their DNA into us 160,000 years ago, or 120,000 years ago, or something like that. They would have found the Erectus, and they would have created the Heidelbergensis, and then the Neanderthalis, and then the Sapien.
The Heidelbergensis?
And everything that happened after that. Everything that happened after that would still just be a progression of technology and stuff. So
how is it that we went so long without anything, and all of a sudden, bam! 100 years in the freaking 120 years, let's say, 150 in the vast universe of time.
Luck.
Not even.
If we hadn't come to North America, right now there would be people
banging drums and hunting,
kneeling in the river, hewing obsidian rock into arrowheads so that they could go hunting. Right. Well, right here, where we are, literally.
Yeah, no, I know.
If we didn't come here, if Europeans never colonized North America and South America, the people here would literally still be Stone Age culture. The Middle East was Bronze Age, 6,200 BC, or years ago, and 4,300 BC. They were Bronze Age.
I fucking didn't pay attention.
Bronze Age is really crazy. Oh, I didn't either. This is just after school.
Now it's way more fascinating. When you say that Bronze Age stuff, though, I remember when that came up in school and I was like, Bronze Age? Like, oh,
it doesn't mean anything to you, right?
No, but it is interesting. And now I look back and I go, what is the Bronze Age? Is that exactly? That's when the Bronze Age is when they started, they
start using bronze.
Well, yeah, start putting metal into shapes and using it as weapons. And
No. Because they had the Copper Age. The Copper Age is when they first started melting ore into metal, copper, and then forming it into different stuff and tools.
Who decided to do that?
Copper's, Mesopotamians 7,000 years ago. It probably goes back further again. Dude. Again, probably goes back to like Gobbledygook Tepe. And even further, we don't have actual records of when we did this, right? But we don't have actual records about when we created these things.
That's why not. They're burning the history.
Because we only have what we've dug up. So as far as we know
nothing. Then we know nothing technically. Then really
very little.
If we start to think about that, we don't know fuck all, and history's changing.
Just think about this though. The Copper Age meant that somebody figured out that if you put rocks into a forge, a really, really hot fire
thing,
that they'd melt into copper, and then you could like make shapes in sand and pour that in, and it would cool, and you'd have copper tools. Right?
Copper's not very strong.
It's not very hard.
Well, it's soft, so it wouldn't work very good for tools. Right?
So then they figured out, if you put 11% tin that you bring in from the mountains 100 miles away and add the 11% tin, now it's really strong. Now you call it bronze, right? So that's a huge leap. That's a huge leap because that's literally mixing different rocks into your
They didn't have Netflix back then either, right?
No, they didn't have YouTube. Just figure this shit out.
So they weren't distracted, and if they wanted to figure this out quickly, they couldn't even go.
Whoever,
fuck, where's the YouTube channel?
Whoever thought of that, like whoever discovered that, they are the people that probably spread it to everybody else. And they
were the rock stars at the time.
Like I said, 6,300 years ago. And to this day, people in North America and South America would be using obsidian stone tools to do everything with,
even though it's rock, isn't it?
Yes. They're Stone Age, even though 6,000 years ago in the Middle East, they were using
rock.
Bronze, right?
So everyone was basically developing at different points.
Developing at completely different rates.
Okay, so now, help me out here. So who was the most advanced at that time? Sumeria was like, what country, who was the most advanced? Who started getting going quick, the best, the fastest there?
From what we can tell, it would have been the Chaldeans.
Who are from where?
Mesopotamians.
Right in Iran, in Iraq, that area?
Iraq, yeah.
That was where, so they started up first. Like they started getting pretty.
It's the first culture, allegedly.
Really?
Yeah.
And isn't there a lot of profound, weird shit there too? Like megalithic structures, a lot of old history that does imply extraterrestrial visitation or megalithic structure. What? Yeah, there's some shit there. Like there's like that weird place.
Again, it's weird. It's weird. Okay, it's a weird fetish you have with extraterrestrials.
Okay, well, there's a really wild piece of alien footage, UFO footage, where this thing comes down over the. Anyway, I can't remember the damn thing. What's that place where they all go and pray where there's a giant rock?
Mecca.
Advertisement loading.
Do you know who the real champions are, Garrett?
No, Adam, tell me.
They're the champions on Patreon.
We have a Patreon?
We have a Patreon.
Cool.
Link in the description. And if you'd like, you can, for $5 per month, be a champion. And you champion the cause by supporting the Question Everything podcast. Questioning Everything podcast with a monthly Roger rotation.
And then what does $13.50 get me, Adam?
$13.50 gets me happy starting. All right.
I also have $35 burning a hole in my pocket. Adam, what does that get me?
$35 gets you show more.
Show more. And cut.
I'm out of that.